Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Brain Muffin at the Movies and the Monday, Brie Larson edition. So, Captain Marvel 2. Captain Marvel may call on this Avenger to lend a hand in Captain Marvel 2. So we've got, even though we have no clue when the next Captain Marvel movie will be, exactly what phase it'll be in, or anything, rumors are starting. We've got stuff with her with Spider-Man. We've got all kinds of stuff. And maybe this is part of it. Brie Larson's highly anticipated return as the fearless heroine, because she's all powerful, will not hit the cinemas until phase 5. Meaning the events of Phase 4 will likely set up or impact the upcoming Danvers narrative, as Kevin Feige is committed to a cinematic universe that is seamlessly connected, featuring interdependent characters and storylines, which we saw in 1 through 3. But a lot of it's going to depend on what happens in Phase 4, and is the audience there? I would not be surprised without the big names and the stars. In particular, because the stars made many of those. Thor was probably the most famous character of the first few phases. We'll see what happens. I want to see decent movies. I don't want 4 in a year like we did a couple times. But hey, what's going to happen in Phase 4? That's destined to sculpt Brie Larson's return Phase 5 with new heroes set to join the existing Avengers. Sam Wilson's Falcon becoming the new Captain America, a Blade series on the horizon, and more. Yep, and shunning Scarlet Witch off to TV. Well, Disney Plus, it's not even TV. Okay. However, in the case of Captain Marvel, you should direct your attention to Mighty Thor's introduction in Love and Thunder, rated XXX. Thor, Love the Thunder is said to be Chris Hemsworth's final bow. One can presume that the installment will feature the God of Thunder handing over the hammer to Natalie Portman's Jane Foster, which is dumb, which was not even popular in the comics. And based on recent insider reports, Jane Foster's Thor may come to aid Captain Marvel at her next intergalactic battle. Why? What kind, she dang near took down Thanos herself. So what kind of, why would she need Thor's help? Mighty Thor and Captain Marvel are reportedly teaming up in MCU's Phase 5. Now, we don't even really fully know what's happening in Phase 4. We have some ideas. We're probably going to get a second Black Panther movie, perhaps a Ant-Man and the Wasp 2, if you will. I would actually like to see an Ant-Man and the Wasp single movies that have intertwined plots. Where, I don't know if you couldn't have them at the same time because they would be competing against each other, but you could set them at the same time and just kind of reset. Where at the beginning of something they split off, or at the end of a movie they go in 2 different directions, and you get an Ant-Man versus the whatever, and you get the Wasp versus something, and it's some MacGuffin that they've got to get that's going to be important for, kind of like the Infinity Stones were in multiple movies, something like that, where they've got to go, have an adventure separately. That would be interesting and come back together. You don't necessarily have to have a second movie with them together. We got this cover recently reported, relying on the same sources, who knew Marvel was developing a She-Hulk series for Disney Plus, which I've seen and that actually looks promising. I'm very surprised because She-Hulk is kind of one of those borderline characters, not fully popular but not hated. And the Taskmaster would be the villain in Black Widow 2, both confirmed. I thought Taskmaster. Then who was that in the Black Widow first? Wait, there's going to be a Black Widow 2? This dude's trying to get Jane Foster's Thor to appear in Captain Marvel 2. Okay. If we already have confirmed a Black Widow 2, and yet we still don't have confirmed a Captain Marvel 2, how much more evidence do you need, Brie Larson apologists, that this character is not liked and Disney is freaked the freak out? They are scared to death to announce a Captain Marvel 2 for whatever reason. Okay. I know there are people who don't like Brie Larson on a personal level, and there's a zillion videos out there like that. I am not one of those people because I do not know her. I can only go by what she's expressed publicly. But when I've seen videos, I've done videos of her in private, where she shares her real side. She seems like an okay person. She's, just having fun. I'm sure that we'll disagree on politics and other things, and probably like different music and different food. Whoop-de-dog-do. But I find it interesting. The Black Widow 1 hasn't even come out yet. We got a teaser trailer and that's it. And yet we've already got confirmed for the second one. Considering Jane Foster will come to wield the hammer in Thor, we know that will likely, this is an SEO thing. We keep repeating it over and over. Likely have the whole superhero gig down by the time Carol Danvers needs her help. While this remains no more than an exciting possibility at the moment, seeing Thor as a mashup, I don't know if Up Against the Kree Invasion would be one action-packed, but it's the Skrulls who are the bad guys, not the Kree. Thanks, they twisted that around. Not to mention featuring Captain but they made the Skrulls refugees, and it's just so stupid. Rumor has it Captain Marvel will lead the A-Force, Marvel's team of all-female superheroes, which again is not well liked even by women who read comics. I just don't even want to read this. With She-Hulk and Miss Marvel shows on the way, and this I'm guessing is going to be the Kamala Khan show, and she's Camilla, her big hands. Oh my goodness. And a possible Jane Foster appearance in Captain Marvel 2. The MCU may be headed towards the A-Force at a rapid pace. It may be. And it's looking more and more like the only men will be either cucked out or they will be black, basically. So, and maybe one Chinese man just thrown in there that, let's say, non-deterministic Asian will be thrown in there for good measure to say we're diverse. Fine, go for it. A-Force does not do well, but there's also certain sets of the Avengers that didn't do well. So that's, some people sometimes the chemistry isn't there. Sometimes people just don't like it, for whatever reason, but we'll see. This is a very odd article. It is fairly new. It just came out today. I know they'll be releasing this video on Monday. It's, I just don't see this working, but I really, it feels to me like Feige wanted to end with phase 3 and Disney said, no, we got to have more. So they got Captain Shoehorn really quickly in here. I know she almost was in Age of Ultron. I get it, but she wasn't. They pulled the plug on that. Marvel did. They changed their minds. They got Brie Larson to do it. They did, I think, a very poor anti-Trump nonsense in Captain Marvel. They set her back in time because they had to, because it was between two movies. I think having her just show up at the end of Infinity War would have made sense. Forget her standalone movie. You can do that later. She should have just shown up or something, or just have her show just some kind of, thing, but they forgot about Nick Fury in some of these. They forgot about Agent Coulson, and he was alive in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They had other opportunities to introduce some of this stuff, and they didn't. They let Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. go on for too long, and it got too horrible. It went all woke, and I guess there's enough of an audience, although the ratings have gone down. But we'll see. I just don't see, unless they let Brie Larson emote a little bit more, and Natalie Portman finds how to do something other than stand there and act wooden, it will be boring. It will be unbelievably boring. And especially if they write the Jane Foster Thor to be very stoic and whatever that nonsense they did in the prequels. It just plus, like I said, even in the comics, Captain Marvel's not well liked, and neither was Jane Foster's Thor. I know she did it in the comics, but it didn't go over well with fans. So there you go. So who knows? It could be huge, but I still think there's a lot of weight behind them not announcing Captain Marvel 2 indefinite. Even if they just said it'll be released 2023. Just a date, just a year. Just some kind of commitment that says, yeah, we're committed to this character. Right now, they just got their finger in the wind, and they're just waiting and hoping and praying, because it's not going to do $1 billion. It might do $500 million. And I think that's going to be the theme for a lot of these. Black Panther will probably do 800, maybe Black Panther 2, maybe over $1 billion. I highly doubt Black Widow will do more than 750, even though it's a fairly popular character, because the big stars are leaving the franchise, and that's a problem. So thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks for sharing all these videos. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and see you later. Goodbye. All right. Are we ready? 3, 2. Hopefully we don't. Yeah. Hopefully we don't screw it up this time and talk for too dang on long. All right. 3, 2, 1.